Sometimes what happens on the court is not just about tennis. When a player throws shade at their opponent's personal life or smashes rackets like they are disposable, it goes way beyond competition. That is why in this video, I am counting down tennis' most disrespectful moments of the last 2 decades, and believe me, some of these crossed every possible line. Number 10. When Holger Rune lost his cool on his own mother. In a quarterfinal match at the 2022 French Open, Holger Rune surprised everyone with an outburst that was hard to believe. After dropping a critical point, Rune didn't direct his frustration toward the umpire or the match itself. Instead, he turned on his own mother, yelling at her to leave the stands. The tension in the air was palpable, and the moment left viewers in shock. To make things even more uncomfortable, his mother complied and quietly left. The backlash was swift. Fans, analysts, and fellow players couldn't understand how a professional athlete could treat their family member like that. It raised serious questions about his emotional control and respect for those closest to him. Number 9. Nick Kyrgios' triple act of defiance against Kachanov. Cincinnati 2019 became unforgettable for all the wrong reasons, thanks to Nick Kyrgios. He'd been battling Karen Khachanov in a tense match, but what happened off the court overshadowed the action. Kyrgios didn't just argue with the umpire. He openly challenged their authority by walking off the court during the match, claiming a bathroom break, but using the time to smash his rackets in private. Once back, he refused to show any respect to the officials or even his opponent. The Australian was fined a huge amount, one of the largest in tennis history for unsporting behavior. Kyrgios had crossed a line, setting a new benchmark for fines, and proving yet again that he doesn't shy away from controversy. Number 8. Medvedev calls umpire a small cat and loses composure. During the 2022 Australian Open, Daniil Medvedev's frustration with a chair umpire reached a boiling point. The Russian had already been in a tense battle, and when things didn't go his way, his patience snapped. He famously called the umpire a small cat, an insult that left people scratching their heads, not understanding where the comment came from. It wasn't just the bizarre insult that shocked fans. It was the aggressive way Medvedev directed it. The fine that followed was only a small part of the fallout. What stayed with many was the sour taste it left about his behavior, and it seemed like a rare moment where he lost control in a highly public way. Number 7. Benoit Paire goes on a racket-wrecking rampage. After a disappointing loss at the 2018 Washington Open, Benoit Paire did not take the defeat quietly. In a fit of rage, he destroyed multiple rackets in front of the crowd, his actions going far beyond what is usually considered a normal expression of frustration in tennis. The sheer violence of the destruction made this an unforgettable moment in tennis history. What made this incident so hard to watch was how excessive it was. It wasn't a quick outburst, but a prolonged fit of anger. Fans and commentators alike criticized him for setting a bad example. His fine was just the beginning of the consequences. The incident left a stain on his reputation for poor sportsmanship that lasted far longer. Number 6. The time Stefanos Tsitsipas called the umpire and his countrymen weirdos. Tensions boiled over at the 2019 U.S. Open, where Stefanos Tsitsipas lashed out during a match. Frustrated with a series of time violations, Tsitsipas directed his anger not just at the umpire, but at the officials and even his own countrymen. His words, calling them weirdos, created a stir that went beyond the tennis court. The comments took a personal and almost xenophobic turn, crossing a line that many felt was completely unnecessary. Tsitsipas had been a rising star, but this outburst made many rethink his maturity. The backlash was intense, with critics pointing out how such remarks had no place in professional sports. Number 5. Djokovic flicks a racket and sparks a rule debate. In the what followed was a debate about the consistency of tennis rules. Was this a harmless flick, or should it have resulted in a penalty? The key issue here wasn't just the action but the reaction. Some felt Djokovic should have been penalized, while others argued it was an innocent mistake. This sparked a larger discussion about how rules are applied in tennis and whether top players are sometimes treated with leniency. Number 4. Nick Kyrgios' most personal attack on Wawrinka. One of the most infamous moments in tennis came from Nick Kyrgios in 2015, During a match against Stan Wawrinka, Kyrgios crossed a line that most players would never dare to approach when he made a personal remark about Wawrinka's relationship with his girlfriend. The comment, caught on a live microphone, instantly made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Kyrgios was fined and criticized across the tennis world. But what was truly troubling was the nature of the insult. It wasn't just playful banter or on-court rivalry. It was deeply personal and hurtful. This marked one of the most disrespectful moments in modern tennis, with no one able to justify such comments. Number 3. Rune vs Lajiani match turns into verbal sparring. In a 2022 semifinal in Stockholm, Holger Rune found himself locked in a war of words with chair umpire Mohamed Lajiani. After a contentious call, Rune did not hold back. His use of profanity and personal insults aimed at Lajiani quickly escalated into a heated verbal exchange. It wasn't just a disagreement, it was a full-blown confrontation. Rune's behavior caught many off guard as he aggressively demanded a supervisor to intervene. The back and forth continued, and viewers couldn't look away. What should have been a classic semifinal match turned into a dramatic spectacle that raised questions about Rune's professionalism and respect for the authority of the officials. Number 2. Hugo Gaston tries to cheat with a sneaky ball drop. At the 2023 Madrid Open, Hugo Gaston was caught red-handed trying to manipulate the rules in a rather underhanded way. As his opponent prepared to hit an easy winner, Gaston dropped a second ball onto the court from his pocket, hoping to cause a distraction and force a let. The move was deliberate and sneaky, a clear attempt to cheat. The entire situation felt more like an act of manipulation than a mistake. Once the umpire caught it, Gaston was handed a massive fine. His reputation took a serious hit, and fans couldn't understand how a player of his caliber would stoop to such tactics. Number 1. Zverev's chair assault stuns the tennis world. Perhaps the most shocking incident in recent memory occurred at the 2022 Acapulco Open, where Alexander Zverev's temper flared in a way no one expected. After a heated argument with the umpire over a line call, Zverev took his frustration out physically. He approached the umpire's chair and repeatedly smashed his racket against it in a fit of rage. The umpire narrowly avoided injury, and the crowd was left in disbelief. The ATP reacted swiftly, defaulting Zverev from the tournament. Not only was he fined, but a suspended ban was placed on him, meaning one more outburst could result in a serious suspension. This incident rocked the tennis world, leaving everyone questioning how far Zverev would go before learning to control this anger. From violent outbursts to personal attacks, tennis has had its share of shocking moments. But what's the worst disrespectful incident you've seen on the court? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe for more. Also, if you've got a video topic in mind, feel free to share it.